So, of course, Trump has been objecting to these sanctuary cities and states that are affirmatively non-cooperative with U.S. immigration laws. Typically, how this works is somebody might want to, where you can always find an illegal criminal migrant in the U.S. criminal justice system. So they'll get picked up on some offense, they'll get arrested. A sympathetic judge, knowing they could get in immigration trouble for this crime, slaps them on the wrist, sends them on their way. ICE discovers they're being held by local authorities, and they issue what's called a detainer request. They say, listen, whatever you guys are going to do with this guy regarding his state criminal offenses, we'd like you to hold on to him for us because he's committed federal offenses, violating American immigration law. So please hold him in your jail. We'll be there in a couple of hours. We'll grab him. We have jurisdiction over him for immigration purposes. Thank you very much. And the sanctuary city people say, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to release these people. And some of these people have been arrested for crimes dozens of times, often violent crimes. One of the reasons Denver has become the car theft capital of the world, well, at least of America, is because of the tsunami of illegals we've allowed into the city that the city protects, does not prosecute. It's gotten so bad that the Denver Police Department has publicly announced, listen, we're no longer going to pull over cars that don't have a license plate. We're no longer going to enforce no driver's license, no insurance, no registration, none of that. There's whole blocks in Denver with cars at the curb with no plates on them. The Democrats simply will not hold these people accountable for the reasons I've already stated. They are the Democrats' actual constituents, if only for purposes of House apportionment and other population-based power schemes. So Trump's been issuing these executive orders. He issued one just a couple weeks ago, April 28th, protecting American communities from criminal aliens. It's talking all about these sanctuary city policies. This is the kind of person that these sanctuary city policies are protecting. Let me pull this up so we can all see it. Just in, ICE was finally able to arrest a documented MS-13 gang member like our good friend Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia in Fairfax, Virginia. I don't know why they're not calling him Virginia Man, after the city ignored a detainer hold 16 times. 16 times. This illegal alien was arrested 30 times by local law enforcement with 15 pages of criminal charges. Folks, either we lock up criminals and deport illegal criminal migrants, or we're all living in a prison, an open-air prison, and in the third world. The Democrat sanctuary city policies put American lives at risk while protecting criminal, illegal aliens. So about a minute and a half here. Let's see what these people have to say about the matter.
This is unbelievable. Talk about a sanctuary jurisdiction shielding a criminal alien in Fairfax County. In this case, Fox just exclusively learning from ICE. They arrested.
By the way, if you don't know, this is a suburb of the nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
An illegal Guatemalan alien earlier this week named Michael Santos, a documented MS-13 gang member.
Santos.
Martha, he has more than 15 pages of criminal history in ICE's database. He was arrested some 30 times by Fairfax County police, and ICE has lodged 16 different immigration detainers against him in the past 3 years, all of which have been denied. Now, ICE made the arrest on May 12th, and ICE tells Fox News this in a statement, quote, "We find it inexcusable that local law enforcement refused to honor 16 separate immigration detainers against Santos, forcing ICE officers to make an at-large arrest where one of our officers was injured." And get this, between February 20th, 2020 and May 8th, 2025, Fairfax County Police arrested Santos on those 30 times, charging with things like assault and battery, drug possession, intent to distribute, burglary, theft, larceny, trespassing, property damage, and the list goes on and on. Martha?
Unbelievable. 16 ignored detainers.
And he mentions that 4-year period, 2020 to 2025. Of course, that's the Biden presidency. That's this huge area under the curve on the right here. These millions of these people brought in. Did you know that in all 50 states, self-defense law, not gun law, but self-defense law, uses a simple 5-element test to see if your use of defensive force was legally justified? And that same test applies no matter what state you're in or what tool you use to defend yourself. If you're missing even one of those required elements, however, you've made yourself an easy conviction for an aggressive prosecutor. My name is Attorney Andrew Branca, and I've worked more than 30 years as a self-defense attorney. Every state has seemingly endless, complex pages of laws regarding self-defense, so complex that many top criminal defense attorneys rely on my expert analysis to help win self-defense cases for their clients. If the legal code is that complex for lawyers, how can a citizen gun owner expect to know or even follow the law, especially when a life or death situation has triggered a massive adrenaline-fueled mandate to make that fight or flight decision right now? It seems daunting. Yet I created a simple but powerful framework that has allowed me to serve the legal community and countless American gun owners to simplify this legal complexity into just 5 elements of self-defense law. And you can learn my 5-element legal algorithm I use to consult on and win with the top criminal defense attorneys all over the country to protect law-abiding gun-owning citizens from making innocent legal missteps that land them in prison. Now, with a simple read or listen, you can install my 5-point legal framework so it acts as a sort of muscle memory defense to protect you from losing your rights when you choose to defend innocent human life. Click below to get the latest edition of my book, The Law of Self-Defense Principles, for free. I ask only that you help cover the shipping and handling cost to get the book to you. Here's another one. Being protected. ICE arrests illegal alien gang members across sanctuary state, Massachusetts. Seems like a nice fellow. Department of Homeland Security has carried out a sting operation across the sanctuary state of Massachusetts, arresting several illegal alien gang members and other violent offenders. This guy also has dozens and sorry for all the ads, folks, dozens and dozens of arrests. And again, I could do tens of thousands of these cases. Here we have a little bit from from Tom Homan. Tom Homan says he's going to flood the zone in sanctuary states and cities in response to Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey's sanctuary state policies. We're going to flood the zone with officers in the community. We're going to flood the zone on worksite enforcement. Here, I'll let Tom speak for himself. He's always a good time. Here we go.
But, bottom line is she continues to say it's not a sanctuary state. And every week I get a report of public safety threats released from counties within that state without notifying ICE. Very serious, people. And will I go back to Massachusetts? Absolutely. We're going to flood the zone. Sanctuary cities. If we can't arrest the bad guy in the jail, we're going to flood the zone, because that's the places we need to target, because we know for a fact they're releasing public safety threats in the community. We see the report. So where's the biggest concern? Sanctuary cities, because we know we don't have that problem in Florida and most of Texas, because we know our detainers are honored unless public safety threats are hitting the street. But in sanctuary cities, where we know public safety threats are released to the streets every day, that's where we're going to concentrate the resources. That's where we flood the zone. We're going to flood the zone, the officers in the community. We're going to flood the zone, officers on worksite enforcement. If they don't let us arrest the bad guy in the jail, then we'll arrest them in the community, and we'll arrest them at the worksite.
Okay. Good old Tom Homan. So, what's the one neat trick that the feds have come up with? Well, you may not know, but most of the time, when ICE is making an arrest of an illegal migrant, they're using what's called an administrative warrant, not a judicial warrant, not a criminal arrest warrant, because violation of most immigration laws is handled civilly. You're not actually prosecuted in front of a jury, convicted, and sent to a prison. You're deported, and deportation is a civil matter. Now, it's just as legitimate a warrant for detaining someone for purposes of deportation as a criminal warrant is to arrest someone for criminal prosecution. But it's treated differently in the sense that the sanctuary cities argue that it's ambiguous whether they have an obligation to respect these civil administrative warrants. It's uncontested that they must respect federal criminal arrest warrants. So what have the feds started doing? Started securing criminal arrest warrants to grab these illegal migrants being held in state jails for some criminal offense, as opposed to using only the normal immigration court administrative warrants. So, reading here, exclusive. We witnessed an incredibly rare sight in the sanctuary city of Los Angeles as Twin Towers Jail, a jail facility, transferred an illegal alien inmate to ICE custody. Not because sanctuary policies have changed in LA, but because the jail is being forced to cooperate with ICE as part of a new federal operation designed to neutralize California's sanctuary state laws. The new Trump-appointed U.S. attorney in Los Angeles, Attorney Ayoob, launched Operation Guardian Angel last week, and it's already forcing sanctuary jails to make transfers to ICE. Ayoob has organized a federal task force made up of ICE, FBI, Homeland Security, DEA, and ATF, working out of an office in downtown LA. Every single day, they're scanning criminal databases with fingerprints and identifying illegal aliens in jails throughout Southern California who have been previously deported from the U.S. So if you've been previously deported and you come back, your initial unlawful entry might not be a crime. It might just be a civil violation. But if you're deported once and you enter illegally again, that's definitely a crime. That's a federal crime. If you've come back to the U.S. after a deportation, they've committed a federal felony under 8 U.S.C. 1326, known as illegal re-entry. As soon as the task force IDs an alien booked into a local jail who has a previous deportation, they seek a federal criminal warrant, not an administrative warrant, a criminal warrant on them for felony reentry signed off by a federal judge. Unlike an administrative ICE warrant or ICE detainer request, these criminal warrants for 8 U.S.C. 1326 cannot be ignored by sanctuary jurisdictions, and California's sanctuary state law cannot shield aliens from these criminal warrants. Instead of releasing the alien inmates and ignoring ICE detainers, jails must hand the aliens over to the feds regardless of sanctuary policies. So I think I have another little clip here. This is just like the public press statement. Operation Guardian Angel launched to neutralize California's sanctuary state policies to protect criminal illegal aliens. And presumptively, if a state tries to ignore these, then they'd be looking at criminal obstruction charges, which can carry 5 years, 8 years. It adds up pretty quick. And again, federal time is real time. I already covered most of that in the other bit. So that's the neat trick. The one neat trick Trump has come up with to overcome, to foil these sanctuary city policies, and that is to begin arresting these illegal criminal migrants on federal criminal warrants as opposed to ICE administrative warrants. Thanks for watching this highlight segment of our full-length Law of Self-Defense live stream. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to give us a like and subscribe for more expert analysis on politics, law, and how to be hard to convict. And to watch the full-length episode of this show, just click right here. Stay safe.